Now confirmed, Princess Leonor's and Prince Christian's wedding date has finally been revealed. For months, royal watchers speculated, whispered, and waited. Some said it would be too soon, others believed it would be years away. But the truth is now clear. The Spanish heir to the throne, Princess Leonor, and Denmark's future king, Prince Christian, will walk down the aisle on a date that will mark not just a royal wedding, but a new chapter in European history. At first glance, we all expect royal weddings to be dazzling spectacles, carefully choreographed displays of pomp and tradition. But here's the twist: behind the glittering crowns and flowing gowns lies a story of young love, quiet defiance, and a timeline that has shaken even seasoned royal experts. Because what many assumed would be a long engagement has turned into a confirmed countdown to one of the most talked about weddings of our generation. And yet, here is the contradiction. While the date is set, the emotions swirling around it are far from settled. There are families celebrating, dignitaries preparing, but also whispered doubts, private disagreements, and an undercurrent of tension that makes this wedding not just an occasion of joy, but one of profound consequence. So let's dive deeper, because the wedding of Princess Leonor and Prince Christian isn't just a marriage, it's a union of two nations, two monarchies, and two young people carrying the weight of centuries on their shoulders. The confirmation of the wedding date did not come casually. It was not a simple announcement slipped into a press release. No, it was a carefully calculated unveiling, orchestrated to capture the world's attention. When the Spanish royal house and the Danish royal court both issued aligned statements, they ensured that every camera, every journalist, and every royal enthusiast turned their gaze toward Madrid and Copenhagen at once. The chosen date is symbolic. Not only does it fall during a season that both families hold dear, but it aligns with key anniversaries in European royal history. Insiders whisper that King Felipe himself pushed for this timing, believing it strikes a balance between honoring tradition and allowing his daughter to step into her future without unnecessary delays. Meanwhile, Queen Margrethe of Denmark, though retired, was said to have been quietly consulted. Her blessing, though understated, carries the weight of her decades on the throne. But why now? Why this year, this season, this very moment in time? That is the first curiosity loop that begs to be untangled. For one, Leonor has just completed a monumental chapter in her life, her military training in Zaragoza, which not only toughened her resolve but also proved to her people that she is capable of leading Spain into a new era. Christian, on the other hand, has been steadily stepping into his role, representing Denmark at more public events, shouldering responsibilities once reserved for his mother and father. Together, they embody the fresh wave of monarchy, a youthful but serious commitment to duty. And yet, here lies another tension. While their romance has captivated millions, there are whispers behind palace walls of whether this union is more than just love. Is it political, strategic, or truly the destiny of two hearts that found each other in a crowded room of power? The timing of the wedding date adds fuel to this speculation. Some believe the choice was meant to stabilize European monarchies at a moment when public faith is wavering. Others insist it was simply the couple's wish, an authentic decision free from the shadow of politics. Let us not forget the emotional weight carried by both families. For King Felipe and Queen Letizia, this is not only the marriage of their eldest daughter, it is the moment Spain's future queen begins to forge her own dynasty. For Crown Prince Frederick and Crown Princess Mary, it is the realization that their son, too, is stepping out of the shadow of their reign, beginning a chapter that will define Denmark for decades to come. The date confirmed is not just a point on the calendar, it is a milestone that changes the trajectory of both royal houses. And here we uncover another curiosity. If the date is set, who will stand beside them? Guest lists are already being whispered about. Royal watchers speculate on which monarchs will attend, which celebrities might be invited, and which political figures will seize the moment for diplomatic presence. But beneath the spectacle of who's included lies the inevitable sting of exclusion. Who will not be present at this wedding? Which absences will speak louder than the names on the list? That is where the emotional tension truly lies. The choice of venue itself tells a story. While many assumed the wedding would be held in Madrid, near Leonor's roots, the couple's preference for balancing both nations has introduced new layers of speculation. Will there be a dual celebration? A symbolic nod to both Spain and Denmark? Or will one capital hold the center stage? The final decision, while not fully disclosed, will reveal much about how the couple intends to navigate their intertwined responsibilities. Now let's pull back and reflect on the love story itself. Leonor and Christian's relationship did not grow in the ordinary way. They are not just two young people finding their way, they are heirs to crowns, raised in palaces, shadowed by cameras, and trained from birth to fulfill destinies that most could never imagine. Every glance, every public interaction, every small gesture has been analyzed, dissected, and speculated upon. And yet, through it all, their bond has appeared authentic. Observers say their comfort with each other, their ease when speaking together, betrays a connection that is genuine. Still, questions linger. How do two future monarchs balance personal love with public duty? How much of their story is theirs, and how much belongs to the nations they will one day rule? The wedding date, once just a rumor, now confirmed, forces both Leonor and Christian to answer those questions not with words, but with vows. And so we circle back to the announcement itself. Why did the royals choose to reveal it in the way they did? It was not just about telling the world when a wedding would occur. It was about cementing a narrative. They wanted the world to see this as a union of love, but also of destiny. They wanted Spain and Denmark to feel pride, to embrace the story not as a fairy tale, but as a living chapter of their national identity. As the date approaches, preparations intensify. Designers sketch gowns in secret. Florists map arrangements. Cathedrals polish marble floors. Guards rehearse processions. Behind the glamour, palace staff work tirelessly, knowing that the eyes of millions will judge every detail. And in private, Leonor and Christian prepare themselves, not just for the wedding day, but for the marriage that follows. What makes this moment so emotional is not only the beauty of the event, but the humanity within it. Yes, Leonor is a future queen, Christian a future king. But they are also a young woman and a young man, about to take a step that countless couples take every day. Their love story, though wrapped in diamonds and duty, is at its core a story of two hearts daring to choose each other despite the immense weight of expectation. And yet, the greatest curiosity of all remains, what will this marriage mean for the future? Will it strengthen the bond between Spain and Denmark? Will it reshape European monarchy in the 21st century? Or will it introduce new pressures, new dynamics, that neither couple has fully prepared for? One thing is certain. The date is set. The countdown has begun. And when Princess Leonor of Spain and Prince Christian of Denmark stand together, hand in hand, before their families, their nations, and the watching world, history itself will pause to take note. Because this is more than a wedding. It is the story of love and power intertwined. It is the dawn of a new royal era. And it is happening sooner than anyone expected.